Tory Lanez. Canadian rapper Tory Lanez has been jailed for 10 years for shooting Megan Thee Stallion. Unless you've been underneath a rock. Well, you don't have to be underneath a rock, to be honest. But this is, we're in the UK, so this is American culture. But we're going to cover it because it's been a case that's been widely covered across the world. So Canadian rapper Tory Lanez has been jailed for 10 years for shooting Megan Thee Stallion. Now, this is a case that's been going on for a couple of years, and initially it arose from a night when Tory was out with Megan Thee Stallion, her best friend's Kelsey. They're coming back from Kylie Jenner. Yes, Kylie Jenner, Kim Kardashian's sister. Nothing ever good around the Kardashians. Resulting in a shot going off and Megan Thee Stallion being shot in the foot. Now, I've been watching this case very, 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 very carefully. I've been watching it. And I've been there's been a lot of, how can he shot her? She was twerking a week later, and there's a lot of, Essentially, what I took from this is so he's been found guilty. So we're not gonna. That's it. He's been found guilty. I'm not gonna start saying Tory Lanez is not guilty. I'm not gonna start saying that. No, I'm not gonna start saying that. As a lot of men are doing on social media, they're getting their feelings saying, "Oh, 10 years is too much." What I will say is he's definitely guilty. He's guilty of this, and he's guilty of living a life where he's Canadian. He's not an American citizen. He's got prior felons, and he was living that hedonistic lifestyle, and that lifestyle which a lot of men are living. You know, he was young, rich, very successful, extremely talented. Let's not listen. The narrative that they've been trying to push about Tory when he's one of the most talented musicians within the industry, I'm not going to be pushing. You know, he's one of the most talented within the industry. And I don't even think Megan could even near touch his musicality. That's the truth of the matter. But Megan and Tory were having a sexual relationship. And he was having a relationship with Kelsey, which was her best friend as well. Now, as a man, when you look at this, you look at it from a point of view, you're like, well, why would he shoot a girl? It doesn't make any sense. So let's try to unpick some of the reasons why. They tried to push it, he was jealous of her music career, and that's just crazy. Tory Lanez didn't shoot Megan because he was jealous of her career. It doesn't actually make any sense. Tory Lanez was sleeping both Kelsey and both Megan at the same time. Two best friends, and apparently he had an interest in Kylie Jenner as well. And this is where it all sparks off. So this is when you're looking at it from a man who, if you've ever dated two women at the same time, you know how mad women can get. So essentially, where did Tory Lanez mess up? Let's talk about where Tory Lanez messed up. Tory Lanez didn't want to snitch. Now, somebody shot somebody, right? Somebody shot somebody, and unless you're gonna, he had to turn Kelsey in. And forget all the recordings, forget all of that stuff. What do we know? This is what we know. We knew Tory Lanez was living a very, very wild lifestyle. Shout out to Tiny. He was living a very wild lifestyle. He was sleeping with multiple women at a time, sleeping with friendships at the time. And whenever you play with women's emotions, you have to be prepared for stuff. And some people be like, but 10 years is too brash. Yes, I think it's mad. But at the same time, you can't allow yourself to get tricked out of your position. I keep telling this to men, like, you have to protect yourself. You have to have sexual discipline. You need to be able to protect your seed. And if you do not, there will be people that will go out and get it. So I'm saying to you, I see some people saying he should have stayed in the pool, that white girl. He should have stayed in the pool with Kylie Jenner. If he didn't, or if he did, he would have been in a much better position. But he didn't, did he? No, he didn't. He messed with the ratchets. And he found himself in this scenario. And Tory, you didn't take this serious. There's a lot of men that do this stuff. You find yourself in a precarious situation. You don't take it seriously. He was continuously trolling Megan, trolling her. He was making music about it in his own trial. He didn't take the stand. I just think this is so wild. He didn't take it seriously. Mandem, you need to take it seriously. When you're on a case, if a woman listen, Chris Brown hit Rihanna 15 years ago or so. He hasn't recovered from it since. He's just been given 10 years. Even if he does 7, that's it. He's done. And his dad was kicking off at Rock Nation. Yeah, shout out to his pops. But yo, listen, pops, you need to take some responsibility in this as well. You raised him. Like, it might be a miscarriage of justice, yes, but man, your son was moving wild. He was. He was moving extremely wild. And this is what happens. And you don't get to come out and start, you know, accusing Rock Nation, accusing Jay-Z, accusing every single person. And you're not looking at yourself. You're not looking at, okay, cool, maybe I should have brought up my son and exercise sexual discipline. You're trying to come at Rock Nation. Yes, Rock Nation has a lot of resources and they have put them into Megan. I'm not gonna, no lie, no cap. But that's because she's an asset to them. Where does Megan go from here? I don't know. Because for this and if you have to really follow the case, because she lied about having a sexual relationship with Tory. There was no reason to lie about it, but she lied about it. And later on, she said, you know, she didn't want people thinking, listen, you're the hot girl. You talk about all the people you sleep with. You talk about everything that you
today,
do.
She's
why
in
would
tears,
why all of a sudden would it be such a problem to admit that
video
you and
from
Tory
July
Lanez are in a
2020
relationship?
shows her limping, leaving a
Why would it be a
trail
big
of
deal?
blood.
It shouldn't be a big deal, should it?
For your life at that
You
time?
lied on Gayle
scared
King. You
'cause I had
lied. You
never
lied
been
to
shot at
everybody.
before.
In an
You know?
exclusive interview,
He was
Megan
hating
tells
on
Gayle
Kylie
King
Jenner.
it
That's
happened
really
as she
where it
was
comes
leaving
down
a
from.
pool party at reality TV star
so,
Kylie Jenner's
look,
house.
There was an
We can
argument in
repeatedly
the car.
talk about this, but this is for men. You
was
can't allow
argument
yourself to
because I
get
was
tricked out
ready
of
to-
position, and that's what he's done. Tory Lanez is guilty. It doesn't matter what I personally think, because if he was found innocent, I wouldn't have people say he was guilty. I would have backed it. So, you know, this is what happens when you get tricked out of your position and you don't take things seriously. So I just think men across the world should learn a lesson from this. This is what happens when you mess with the ratchets, you know. There's a lot of rappers. Shout out to Kendrick. You don't see Kendrick getting involved in any of this. Listen, if you want to... Like, men, I don't know when men are going to start understanding. Just because a woman has money does not mean that you need to mess with her. Doesn't mean she has class. Class, this is new money. Ratchet, all of this hot girl, all of this, this is what's being pushed. And these are the types of women that push it. But when it comes down to she's supposed to be some gangster girl and then she's out snitching. He's gone for 10 years. Do you know what 10 years is? Guys, if you think this is unfair, then don't allow yourself to be in a scenario like this. Seriously, when you play with women's emotions, you don't get to then later on tell them women how to react. I'm sorry. I don't agree with it. Remember, I do not agree with it. I'm the man them's voice. I support all the man them. But part of being the man them's voice is also understanding that we need to protect ourselves. We need to have sexual discipline. We can't put ourselves in certain scenarios because women will always be the ones to throw us underneath the bus. They don't care about us, bro. They don't love us. See what I'm saying to you? She's thrown Tory underneath the bus, but he allowed himself to be putting himself in that scenario. If he knew he didn't... Listen, shout out to Gunna, 6ix9ine. Them snitches, but they free snitches. Shout out to Casanova. You kept it real, my guy. How many years has Casanova got? Have you seen Casanova's wifey? He got some big booty thing. She thinks she's holding him down. Come on. Listen. But he's real. Shout out to Casanova. I think he's home in how many years? Crazy. So I just think men across the world, you cannot allow yourself to place yourself in these scenarios. And if you do, you have to catch the L. You have to catch the L. You have to take the L. That's it. You have to hold it. Don't come crying to other men. Don't come crying to internet. No, that's it. You have to take the L. You have to hold it. And, you know, that's just what I'm putting out there right now. So, yeah. You have to take the L, my guy. You have to take the L. And so, yeah, if you like this, I'm trying something a little bit different. Shout out to Tory Lanez. Free Tory, though, man. And Megan, you know, we hope he heal.
Megan finally got some closure.
He started shooting, and I'm just like, oh my God.
Tory, whose real name is Daystar Peterson, was sentenced to 10 years in prison for firing a gun at Meg and leaving her with bullet fragments in her feet.
The sentence handed down was incredibly harsh. Really just another example of someone being punished for their celebrity status.
Megan's powerful victim statement